I saw you standing there, sandy blonde hair, the way it came tumbling down, just like a waterfall.
Rokia, my darling, you are my world, my rock, my everything. When I met you at that party all those years ago, I knew there was something special about you, but I didn't know how special you would be in my life. I love everything about you. I love the way you talk in your sleep and the conversations we have in the morning before I go to work, but I especially love how you have absolutely no recollection that we had that conversation. I love the way you look after me when I'm sick and thinking that I'm going to die, even if it's just a common cold. I love the way you look at me when I've done something stupid. It's almost as if you're saying, I should be angry, but I just love you so much. We've been there for each other through the good times and the bad. We've grown into adults together. We've learnt new skills and guided each other through many of life's trials. Anything I lack in, you exceed in, and vice versa. Though it's mostly you helping me these days. Together we are a whole cheese. I always knew that we would get married one day, even if it took us almost 8 years. And now we're here in front of all of our friends and family, finally. I can honestly say that if I died tomorrow, I would be happy knowing that I loved you and you loved me in return. These are my vows to you. I promise that I will never leave your side, both in good health and in poor, whether we have everything or we have nothing. I promise that I will always support you in everything that you do. I promise to do the dishes more than occasionally, and I promise to cook dinner more than occasionally. I promise to change the kids' nappies when we eventually have kids, and pick up the dog poos when we eventually have dogs. I promise to say I love you at least once a day and truly mean it. I promise I will never go to sleep angry or upset with you. I promise to always kiss you goodbye every time I leave to go anywhere. I promise to listen to you even if it's something I don't want to hear. I promise to always tell you if something's wrong. I promise that I will never say that I told you so, even if you use the all-natural, all-organic, chemical-free deodorant and break out into a rash, and I suggest that maybe it's not a good idea to use that deodorant, but you continue using it and the rash gets worse. I promise to always do the jobs that you can't deal with, like getting the spiders and anything to do with the general wildlife around the house. Yep. I even promise to have the occasional Friday night off from the club just to go on a date with you or spend the night in snuggling on the lounge. I promise that we will grow old together, but most of all, I promise to love you unconditionally, Rokia. Thanks, guys.
My darling Trent, where do I even start with expressing just how much I adore and appreciate you? I've loved you for so many years, through so many life events, through so many of your haircuts. We have been by each other's sides throughout my entire adult life. You've shaped who I am as a person. You've guided me through so many major moments. You taught me to drive, illegally filled out my logbook at the last minute so I could get my licence. Stuck with me through my whole apprenticeship where we never had a day off together. You supported me through so many career changes, even the ones that didn't eventuate, like the time I wanted to become a sandblaster and move to Western Australia. I told you I'd say it, Shelby. You've always been so supportive. You've always made me feel like I could accomplish anything and reassured me you'd be there for me through it all. You've taught me that home is not a place, it's a person, and my home is with you. No matter where we are home when we're together, and it's with you that I'll always find my greatest sense of belonging. I know I'm the world's most indecisive person, and I always second-guess myself, but being your wife and loving you unconditionally and eternally is the easiest decision I've ever had to make. I thought it would be fitting to include a quote from one of your favourite love movies, Bram Stoker's Dracula. There are darknesses in life, and there are lights, and you, my love, are the light of all lights. Now, in front of all of our friends and family, I'll give you my promises of eternal and unconditional love. I promise to always be there for you as you've done for me, to gently guide you back to your path, to our path, if ever you find yourself lost. I promise to hold your hand through everything that is yet to come our way, to always remember that we're stronger together and there's no one else I'd rather walk through life with. I promise to stop buying uncomfortable and scratchy homewares. I promise to never try to change anything about you, both inside and out, to appreciate all of your haircuts and personal expression. I promise to rinse my green smoothie cups and not leave dishes soaking in the sink. I promise to be the best mother I can be to our children and to instill in them all of the beautiful qualities that both of your wonderful parents and grandparents instilled in you. I promise to remember all of your personal values and ambitions and to encourage you to work towards them every day with all of my support. I promise you will get a new Harley soon, as long as it's got somewhere for me to sit. I promise to listen, to be truly present with you anytime we're talking. I never want you to feel like whatever I may be caught up with is more important than anything you have to say. I promise to never take your patience and kindness for granted. To never take anything for granted, for that matter. To appreciate all of the little things and to remember how lucky I am to have found a true gentleman. I promise that you can always find comfort in knowing that above all, through good and bad, sickness and health, I will love you fiercely and unconditionally, and I'll always be right by your side.